So let's start off with yesterday. If you look around, our walls are bare, they're naked. And while we love nakedness, it's a little too much. So we went to our first art galleries and we went around East Austin, and there's tons of art galleries, all amazing, all different, all kinds of
many
budgets probably. And we started off a little rocky. I for just fun, always go on Christie's and Sotheby's.com, and I'm looking at art, I'm looking at sculptures, vintage posters from LACMA. And so my usual price ranges that I'm looking at, which I cannot afford, but they're in the thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. And then the fun ones are just auctions, and they end up closing at 3.5 million, 12 million, 200,000, right? So
imagine having that hanging up on your wall.
Yeah.
So this painting is worth 5 times what the house is worth.
Exactly.
Or at that level, I don't know.
So that's what I'm used to. So when I see a painting for $500, $400, and I was telling Ivo, and it's 4 feet by 3 feet or 4 feet by 4 feet, we didn't see much oil, a lot of acrylic, so that probably justified the price points that we saw. But there were some for $500, some were $3,000, and to me that's pretty damn good. And the first art galleries, I'm blanking on the name. We'll shout them out, but it wasn't my cup of tea. What would you touch on for that? Because I'm trying to find the right words to use, because at the end of the day, everyone, if you're making art, amazing, and I love it. I just do not. And first of all, I don't like having art on my walls that isn't, let's just say, original. So if you're recreating your favorite anime character that you love, that's amazing. I would not put that up. I love a story. I want to know about the artist. I want to know
one of one pieces.
One of one pieces. I want an original. If, like I said, right now our budget is up and coming artists, so we're able to grab an original, and it'd be amazing to make a relationship with them. Maybe get to meet them because they're coming to. We just found out that East Austin's gonna have like an art fair. So that would be awesome, is to get to actually know the artist. Hey, yeah, come check it out. Look where we hung it. That would be amazing. Take them to dinner. So that's the kind of relationship with art that I want to have, and get into the art scene and meet other collectors, meet gallerists, anything to do with art. I love it, and we want to support it. So we're very excited to do that and spend a little bit of money. So that's kind of what I had in mind. So when we went to the first ones, it was a little bit more of a like a decorative vibe. It wasn't.
Well, describe the kind of paintings that we saw in those first ones.
So there was Star Wars recreations. There was.
It was kind of more like pop culture.
It was very pop culture, very logo, very well-known things. Yeah, pop culture. And while cool, it just didn't really speak to me. To me, it's the same thing of when I see a lot of people doing clothing, and it's why it was so hard for me to do clothing. I was never able to encapsulate a feeling, a soul, emotion, a story. So a lot of the art was just...
It was never Ralph level.
Yeah.
Like you wanted Ralph level.
Yeah, like Ralph.
It's hard to do it unless you have that really...
Yeah, because it's like he lived it. He built his fantasies and what he loved about Americana. So...
I love that, by the way. Just somebody that builds their fantasies and turns it into a product.
So for me, the first art, it was just really kind of if somebody took the paint by numbers kind of vibe and painted that. So they just looked at something and then recreated it. So talented, but nothing to me that spoke to me and was I gravitated towards, and I loved it. And I kind of got the vibe from just seeing their websites, and kind of, it looked probably not my cup of tea.
And also the prices reflected it, right? You're talking like prints from like, I don't know, 10, 20, 50, a few hundred. There were probably some that were a few thousand. And that was,
no one really talked to us.
And there was a lot of volume.
Yeah.
If you think about it, there were hundreds of pieces, if not thousands of pieces in there. So it was really cool vibe. You could walk inside and they had like one of the places had like a DJ set up, and there were just people hanging out, listening to music. They were dressed very,
it was cool.
Just like it was a vibe. But definitely didn't feel Christie's, Sotheby's level, which is when we went to So for me, I had never gone to gallery before actually thinking about buying a piece or pieces. So that was my first experience.
Yeah, that was cool.
Doing that. And the first few, I felt like it was kind of more just like, oh, this is, it's like not as serious, I would say. It's not like, what's the word, man? It's just, yes, it's not Sotheby's, it's not Christie's level. It's not like Austin. If Austin is having an art festival, right, maybe those artists aren't going to be fully represented there.
This sounds harsh, but I always thought my differentiator for art is there's Target, Bed Bath & Beyond art, and then there's real art. And so for me, and I keep saying this, but having the courage to display your likes out in the open for everyone, it's such a cool thing. And that's why people find it so easy to go to a IKEA, a Target, and get that same art that 50,000 other people have hanging, because it's so easy.
And it's so much.
It's aesthetically
it's so affordable.
I don't even know if it's affordability, because you can find real pieces that are cheap. My whole thing is we live in this. It's the same thing of why I love the concept of Europe, where people go and grocery shop. That's part of life. You do that every week. You do that every few days. That's not a negative where we go, oh God, we just need everything because I don't want to go do that again.
Press a few buttons.
Yeah, and I want to have the food made instantly.
It's pre-prepared food.
Yes. So
just pop it in the oven.
I love just real art.
The handcrafted.
Yeah. And taking the time to say,
artist that has a story.
And taking the time to say, I don't know how this makes me feel, but I love it. And it elicits something out of you. And maybe you're a little nervous because I've never had nudity and it's just glaring at me. What is somebody going to think? Stuff like that. I love that.
You want to make people uncomfortable.
Well, not even make someone uncomfortable on purpose, but I've just always gravitated towards things like that. Like the way I dress, colors I choose. I love a strong reaction, positively or negatively. But I always thought, if you're in the middle,
polarizing,
you're a nobody, you didn't make an impact on someone, you were just thrown to the side. You're a bag floating in the air, Ouch. No, but
hard today.
But because I think I wasn't, some people have sports, some people have amazing talents. I think mine was just, I love this. I like to push the boundary of things and everything. Fitness,
and so,
goals, everything.
And so did you feel that at any point?
No.
Did any gallery fit your level of expectation of what you aspire to?
Yeah, so her name was Christina, right?
Yeah, this was my favorite.
So
this was my favorite one. This is what
we probably went to 3 or 4. Well, some of them were cool. It's just the artists that were exhibiting probably wasn't our cup of tea, but it was the same awesomeness. But hers was called Unchained.
But hers was next level.
Yeah, it's in East Austin. So
next level for sure.
She's from Switzerland, came to Texas, she said about 2 or 5 years ago. 6 years ago?
I think she said like 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago. And so instantly when we walked in, as soon as we walked in, we look into her office and we go, I love that.
There was this piece, bro.
An amazing piece. And Iva goes, oh, well, that one's probably not for sale. She's like, no, it is. It just wasn't part of her gallery that she was exhibiting. And again, just...
It was beautiful.
Instantly, she tells us, okay, this gallery, this is what I curated for this time right now. I forgot how long it's on. But she said, I reached out to a lot of the artists that I am showing, and I told them, give me your favorite piece out of your entire collection. And so she had 25 artists on display with their absolute favorite piece. And this artist that we ended up immediately gravitating towards that wasn't even part of that collection, another art was in there.
She was part of the collection.
Yeah, but it wasn't, that painting wasn't part of that collection. Yeah. But that one was funny because she goes, yeah, this one's number 2 because I sold her number 1 so fast that this is her second favorite painting because it was so fast. So I thought that was amazing. And yeah, this level of art was amazing. It had actual soul and there's stories. And to me, what I love about art.
And there were only 25 pieces in there.
There was only 25 pieces.
That's really significant.
But the budgets were from 600 to 3,000 to 6,000, 7,000.
Sculpture for 7,000.
10,500. And so these were the price ranges, which to us it's not unaffordable, but damn, maybe we get one thing the whole year at that level. But it was cool.
Those are the pieces that we want. Those are the pieces that I actually fell in love with and I actually wanted.
And so that's where we know we're at.
I feel proud to own those. You know, those pieces, like if you come in, but it's going to be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 per piece. And so we keep finding ourselves in this pattern, right? Where the things that I call it the difference between living like a need life and a want life, right? So it's like you just kind of settle for the things that you need, or you can go for the things that you truly, genuinely want. And we find ourselves right now making the push towards the want.
Well, that's our value we want to, why live with, that works. No, we want to pick.
That painting's kind of cool.
Yeah, we love this.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this.
I want to live in, I love this.
And and so that's our spectrum, and it's very easy to make decisions. Do you absolutely, if this was your dream life, which one would you take? Would you settle for that? No, I'd take this. Okay, then we're waiting until we can get that. And so it's been easy. And then that's why I really love making decisions based on values, because it's so easy. There's no guessing. There's no struggling. It's so easy to make your decision. You have 2-3 values that you live by. Awesome. You can make a decision.
And it's cool to frame it when you find something that represents your values, and you can just frame it easily. For example, for me, one of the really easy questions to ask myself is, which one would James Bond choose? Right? That has made it so easy, because sometimes it's so hard to know what you want unless you have that question that encapsulates your values on a deeper level. And so it's so easy when you frame it like that.
There's been
the elegante vulgare.
Yes.
It's so easy, dude.
So those are two funny stories. So one is, Ivo had this thing where he said, when I went to Europe, or I forgot where you went.
I was in Colombia.
He was in Colombia, and he was looking at an Airbnb, and he was deciding between let's just say budget friendlier one that was still awesome, or a penthouse Airbnb in Colombia, right, overlooking the city. And so he was struggling, and then he said, okay, I love James Bond. He epitomizes
what he represents.
The idea of a fantastique life, right?
Yes. He doesn't go for I need this. He goes for the I want this.
Yes. And he's suave, and he lives in amazing properties, and mixes
well-traveled, cultured.
Yeah, mixes rich and not ritzy, just cool vibes, right? So
very capable.
So Ivo then framed it and said, okay, which Airbnb would James Bond live in? And then he obviously picked the penthouse.
And it was so easy. It made my decision so easy. So now when we struggle with that, that's one of the things that we do. And G actually stopped me from buying a few things when we were shopping for things.
I want to hear from your perspective, because when Ivo picked up this thing, and he's going to explain it, but I was horrified. I wanted to scream inside.
So we were shopping for all the furniture, and we were in this just like I want it mode, like just yes, 2 of those, 3 of those, I'll take 4 of these cups, like I'll take this, we'll take this. So we were in that mode, and we were walking by, and I see this little golden tiger that's roaring. It's like a little golden piece like this big. He's roaring, and inside of the mouth, it's a bottle opener. So I just thought it was so cool.
No,
like,
he thought
it was so cool. I was like, I need this in my life. I'm taking this right now. I see myself opening a bottle every single day, like popping open a beer. And I loved it. And G looked at me, and he was just like, Ivo, bro, you can't, like.
I think I said, I don't think you should take this.
You were just like,
I love this.
You're just like, dude, this is like horrible. And I was like, bro, I love it. It's so cool. And then you asked me, you said, think about it. Would James Bond be opening his bottle? No. Oh, you mentioned the woman.
Yeah. So I framed it like this, where I thought, okay,
you got me with that.
When would you use a bottle opener? Me and Ivo don't really drink that much. We're more social drinkers, and most likely we're drinking with friends, or you're on a date, or you're
on vacation.
You're on vacation.
When I'm on vacation.
And so I told Ivo, okay, let's just say we're hanging out, you have people over, and this girl that you like says, yeah, I'd have a drink. I'll take a beer. And you go, yeah, for sure. Let me open that for you.
Taking a beer, that's bold.
And you go, let me grab my tiger with the head of a like,
something's pretty cool.
And it's a terrible bottle. It doesn't even probably work right. It's gonna break. And you go and you grab this tiger and you open it, and then you go, here you go. Versus I told him, let's just get like a nice, beautiful steel, aluminum, anything simple little ball opener. It's just so much more classy. And I was
so
telling him,
it was very vulgar.
Which one would James Bond pick up? He's not going to pick up the tiger.
Exactly. And so,
and that was awesome.
In the moment, yeah. In my head, I just saw my life and what it would be like with that little tiger bottle opener.
And he goes,
I was so into it.
I'm going to let it go.
I knew he was right though. At the end of the day, for the things that we want, every now and then, I'm okay with being a little vulgare, you know?
Yeah. I will use this ketchup.
Exactly. I love In-N-Out. I love cup of noodles.
No, In-N-Out's amazing.
I love, there are just these little nostalgic things that I will gravitate towards. And to me, it's like a comfort feeling of you know, it just takes me back.
We're in Austin. Ask, what's the In-N-Out vibe here? Because we love In-N-Out.
Yeah, we love In-N-Out. It's one of my favorites. So
it's a very California thing.
I wouldn't have moved here. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't have moved here if In-N-Out didn't exist here. Yeah.
But it's not a thing here, right? It's not a huge.
I think that it's becoming more and more of a thing, but definitely it's not like the native thing.
For In-N-Out, you're waiting anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, guaranteed.
Every single In-N-Out available.
And if you walk in
LA,
it's probably going to take you they're fast, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to order. Not 15, less than 10. But then to get your food, another 10, 15 minutes because it's so packed. They use numbers 1 through 100. You can walk in, you're number 85. Then your friend that walked in 5 minutes later is number 3. And it's that fast and it's that busy. Their
you can leave and you're like 50, 60, 70, 80 numbers.
And
maybe 100
we drive by and there's like 2 or 3 In-N-Outs that we drive by here in Austin and we go, dude, it's empty.
It's a dream.
What's going on?
It's my dream.
Yeah, so it's been crazy.
Yeah. But to bring it back to the art, that gallery, Unchained, I'm forgetting the exact name, but I don't have my phone. But it's Unchained, and the gallerist, her name is Christina. Since we walked in, to me, I thought that that's what I expected an experience to go shopping for art would be like, because I felt like I was in a museum, but I was shopping for the pieces, where the other ones felt a little more casual, a little, you know, less attention to me as a potential customer walking in. This felt like a custom tailored experience where we walked in, it was just us two. And she told us about the artist. There was a theme there with a curated collection of international artists, all very museum caliber artists, and incredible stories attached to the pieces. So I just resonated. I connected. I felt these deep emotions. Like I imagined things, you know, like it took me back to trips that I've had. So that to me is what art is, when it evokes emotion. And I instantly love this piece that we really want. But at the end of the day, I told you, bro, I want it so bad. But I was
ready to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're going to see.
Into debt again.
We're going to see. But the smart thing would be to not get it. But I really love it. It would fit beautiful. Or even there, bro. Right. That would be great too. But this would be like, this was where it could really shine.
This is wrong though. Because it has to be, okay. Here's another big tip for anybody hanging art. Art should be eye level. Everyone does it wrong. If you go into the majority of people's homes, when you go to a museum, next time, think about the pieces and think about the height and where they're put. The people do this huge error with TVs as well. They always put it above a fireplace or a man's home. And it's way too high. Your neck is like this. Things should always be eye level.
But that's hard, dude.
I guess because different heights and it's hard, but
it's hard to do with the majority of things. But this one, We could have them all eye level here.
No, that's why I think over here is better. But what I'm saying is most people just tend to like, oh, it should be high. It's like, no.
Yeah, well, it's because, dude, like art is this, it's a sophisticated thing. Pretty much like anything, dude. Like, I just think the more you get into something, the more you realize that
everything has its nuances.
Yeah, pottery, it's its own world, bro. So like the right way to do things. And when you don't know about it, it's so easy. It's like sushi, right? Like when we went to Japan that first time and we were eating the sushi, to the Japanese guy that was our tour, like our guide, he saw us eating the sushi and was like, whoa, like you guys are so vulgar. You're putting so much soy sauce on it. You're using chopsticks to pick up the nigiri. You're supposed to grab it and then you flip it, right? So the fish is like, you grab it with your hand, you dip it a little bit. It's just a little tiny dip, and then you can eat it like that. So that was, to us, we grew up in LA and we thought we knew sushi, and you go somewhere and you just realize like, wow, I don't know, I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
But we knew we were doing
art,
it wrong.
It's a whole world, bro. So like,
no, it is.
You know, I'm excited to just get more into it, and this is something that to me is an aspirational thing because, again, we didn't grow up with, you know.
No, this is all new, crazy.
It's a new world.
Like my most amazing memory of the more serious art is when I got that Sotheby's book, and it was for a post-contemporary, I forgot what, I think post-World War II auction that they were doing. And I get this book, and in it is tab pages. This guy had inquired about all these different pieces, and Sotheby's sends you more information and price ranges and what they think the estimates are going to be. And it was just amazing to just think this guy or his assistant was looking at George condos, which are anywhere from 20,000 to 4 or 5 million. He was looking at they were selling I don't know if he was going to buy, or maybe he buys art for, because they were like Pollocks. It was, I mean, this is art that.
Who is this? Or what?
The guy that you really like that looks like paint splattered and shit.
Oh, okay.
But these are like millions of dollars and all tabbed and the estimates and the information. It was just so cool because that's what you do. Like a lot of people aren't used to. When you walk into a gallery, there's a price list that you're given and you walk around, so you know the price.
See the price list.
And that's something that most people are not going to experience. Like I've been so lucky. These experiences, they just coincide with the level of stores you're at. So if you've ever been to a more luxury store, there's appointments, you walk in, they can serve you water, champagne, coffee, you're sitting, they bring you things out, you try it on. That could be so uncomfortable if you've never done it, because it's such a weird pressure. You're like, I have to buy.
There's also this imposter syndrome to it. Like the first time that, you know, I'm ever walking into even just like a Tiffany's, and it's like, of course, I'm not going to buy anything.
Yeah.
You know, like when
you're scared to walk in.
But yeah, like it's literally a deterrent, just the name, because you just, there's this, it's an interesting experience. And so for me, I think the whole theme of 2025 and just even this move to Austin is, it's what has been aspirational for us, because we didn't grow up in these worlds of luxury, of art, of, you know, multi-millionaires, of entrepreneurs, of fashion, and just like really kind of, I find it to be, it's like the secondary layer of society where like the majority of people, you're just kind of, you know, trying to do the essentials. And this is a secondary tier of disposable income. Like nobody needs any of this. Yeah, no. But it's this secondary layer of society, and so the price points reflect it. And so for me growing up, you know, for us growing up, like we didn't grow up in these worlds. And so they've been aspirational, and you see them in movies, you see them on social media. So for the first time, I'm really making the push. And I think we're making the push. Well, you've experienced more of this world than me, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I've been fortunate.
But it's all been aspirational for me. And so I feel like I'm entering a new layer of the world. And so it's exciting, because to me, it's like exploring, and that's what traveling is about. Yeah. You know, you get to this new place and everything is new. So for me, making that push, and I also realize that your income just has to be at the next layer. Yeah. You know, like you have to be above, like I think, you know, to be buying a $3,000, $4,000 art piece casually.
I will put it in the terms of a car payment, where let's just say everyone most likely has a car payment. I told him I was really thought, let's just buy this. This is amazing. And then he goes, well, you know, if we were considering, we have one car right now and we're going to need another car.
And we want to get like a nice car.
Yeah. But let's just say if it was a $500 payment, a $400 payment, is that what you estimated?
Well,
or that was for a $1,000 payment?
I did it for the Model Y.
Model Y. Yeah. So a
which is going to be $400.
Let's just say $500-$600 with insurance and everything, probably all expenses.
Like 600.
It ends up being, you said, oh, that's about like 4 or 5 months of that lease, right?
Yeah, that's 5 to 6 months of the car lease.
So I thought, let's go to Tesla right now. But yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of money to venture into this. And so we understand not everybody is at these price ranges. And
there are people that they see the $3,000 pen, they're like,
what the hell?
This is nothing.
Yeah, and to some people it's nothing. But
which that to me is amazing and inspiring.
I think that's the thing that I think it's been a little bit more difficult for me. I think you do it more gracefully than I do, but I'm fascinated by this concept and the things you can achieve with a little bit more wealth. And I've always really just naturally gravitated towards, for some damn reason, everything I like is expensive. I like things that are actually handmade, or I like to look into the history of it. Is there heritage behind it? And I really appreciate all that stuff, but I know how crazy it is to maybe spend money on some of these things. And so
that's the thing is, I don't think it's crazy to spend money on these things. I just think
for us, it's a difficult thing.
It was unattainable for the majority of our lives. So this is the first time where we're kind of entering that space where we're like, you know what? It used to be unattainable, but now it's actually attainable.
No, and
it's a new thing to say we're gonna buy this $3,500 art piece.
And this is why this is really cool. And I think it'll be awesome to make content on this, because when I first started going to fancy places, I had never done any of this. So you feel really intimidated. You're embarrassed. You get made fun of because you don't know the proper way that things work.
Etiquette, yeah.
Yeah. You're not used to
culture. It's a culture.
So it's really weird. It's uncomfortable. And it took me a bit. And so it's a cool thing to share. And for other people, to me, the only way I even knew this existed and made me push and want this and get here is somebody showed me.
Yeah.
And somebody said, oh yeah, come to this, or come with me here, or here's like, and I had never experienced these things if it wasn't for that. So I'm a huge believer in seeing someone else do it, because then you go, wow, I didn't even know this was possible.
Right.
And so for us, I think that's, at least for me, the aspect that I want to share, because I get fascinated by, I've experienced, and this sounds stupid, but heated floors, and how absolutely amazing it is to have an entire bedroom be heated, the luxury of your bathroom heated, and the luxury of you just leave this on. Yeah. Because I mean, when you shower at night, it's like, but you just leave it on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And you go, wow.
Because
wow. And then you go,
it's a world of abundance, bro.
And then you go, oh, you have 2 dishwashers. Oh, you have a industrial fridge and industrial freezer. Oh yeah, because we cook a lot and we don't have that much space, so we needed big fridges. And you go, that's like an $8,000.
It's a secondary. I'm telling you, it's a want. It's not. It's a want. It's not a need.
But for some of these people, you end up going like, no, but this isn't even I'm so wealthy I can afford an $8,000 fridge and an $8,000. It's like, no, to them, this is just, I need this. Like, this is just the way I have to live.
That's what I want to touch on.
And so that's really cool to me, is that it's, I always thought, oh, it's this, you're showing off. But no, for some people, it's just, as me and you have leveled up, we were even looking at homes where you go, why would someone spend so much money on a home? Well, because we would need to be in a better area. And then you go, well, you're going to give up some sacrifices. And then you go, what may get someone from our place now, where you go and say, I can justify a $3 million house? Because then you go, well, I have a family, I have this, I need this square footage. I absolutely need.
I need to be in the best schools in the area.
And it justifies you paying that much money, where anyone else can look at that and go, dude, you can buy a $200,000 house. But you don't really realize it, and you have to kind of slowly experience these things where then you go, yeah, this makes sense.
Well, that's what I want to touch on, is that I know this sounds extremely materialistic, everything that we've been talking about during this whole podcast, but to me, dude, it's gone from
it's not materialistic.
Yeah.
It's just about quality.
Yes.
It's about quality, bro.
True.
So the more, then that's what I mean about like how things are their own unique world. The more you get into a specific thing and the more knowledgeable you become, the more you experience it, your taste starts to literally become more sophisticated to where you cannot do the beginner level of that thing.
Yeah.
And so it becomes about quality, and all of a sudden your new to you, it's just, you just cannot keep doing that lower quality of it because your taste is just in a new place now.
Yeah.
So it will happen with wine, it will happen with beer, it will happen with music. Somebody that hears like the brand new pop song by Katy Perry that's just like somebody that really knows music, you know, and feels like it's like they're gonna say, oh, I don't like that because it's too cookie cutter, you know, it's not real singing. She has auto tune, which, you know, like, I just think that there's levels of it. And so this is, to me, it's all about quality. Like going to the Mercedes-Benz dealership, going in the S class and feeling it, that felt like this is higher quality. And when we stepped into the E class, you just automatically feel lower quality. So it's not about the material thing itself for me now and how I see these things, or like luxury. It's just about quality, and it's higher quality, and you just start to kind of not be able to live without that level of quality.
No, that's a really good point, because the evolution, at least for me, has been, we'll take maybe not clothes, because that's a little bit harder to know what everyone's worn, but let's just say cars.
Clothes is wild. Yeah.
Cars. I went from I just want a Mercedes, and everyone that was around had these amazing cars and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Escalades and Tahoes. And I thought, I want to be a part of this, and I want a Mercedes. And I ventured into getting one. I got a C300, and I was blown away. And the driving and the steering wheel, everything was amazing.
And I would say that you technically really couldn't afford it. You know what I mean?
I could not afford it.
Yeah.
But I did it. Mm-hmm. And then I got my parents got a GLC or something like that. And then we had another car. Then I got a CLA, and that was a cheaper version of a Mercedes. And then we got a G-Wagon. And even then, though, I didn't really fully realize that the build quality and the differences. But right now,
that was next level.
Right now, with a lot of cars now that I've been in and have driven, and now we're looking at some cars, and we've been driving a Tacoma for a while. The Tacoma's amazing, love it. But this last go around at the Mercedes dealership, I really realized how much it's not about me having a Mercedes. Like, I don't care about the logo. Although I love Mercedes for maybe what it represents, but being in the S class, you go, oh yeah, you see, this is what I want, and this is kind of the quality I need. Where, no, this is real leather. This isn't plastic anymore. This actual headrest and shoulder, like this actually is functional, and you realize, hey, the seated heats are actually amazing, and I do need that. And the sound system incredible. Is full, and it's everywhere, and the driver assist, and all these features that you just go, I just kind of need this. It's not so much I'm trying to show off, and I just wanted to have a Mercedes, which is what I initially started with. And it's been cool to see that progression of, oh no, I actually care. Or even now with
because you've gotten more sophisticated.
Well, and I've done more research, and I've gotten to experience a lot of things, and now that's why I'm so big on, if you learn about all the products that you're buying first, then that also helps with your decisions, because I love to buy things that actually, like I said, have this heritage and craftsmanship behind it and quality. And I love all that stuff for the story. And now I can't even get myself to go to like an H&M, a Zara, because I just go and see they're just taking all the collections and then just redoing it. And then you look at the quality, the material, and
for me, it's the quality, dude.
Tough.
Like, like I can't do H&M anymore because it feels like the material, the quality. I feel like I can't be wearing this because I'm not going to feel good.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel good, then my whole life is just like, what the hell am I doing?
I'm a creature of habit. So if I love a sweater, I'll wear the crap out of that sweater. And I've bought things that were expensive and I thought I'd like, I never wear it because I just don't feel comfortable in it. So that's why now I'm just such a big, if I don't love it, I'm just not going to buy it until I love something. Because I'd rather have 20 pieces that I absolutely love and want to wear versus I bought this 100. Thing because it was so exciting and I want it.
You know where I felt that recently, bro? In IKEA. I felt it very strongly.
I didn't feel it this time.
I know there's a lot of IKEA lovers, but
I love that cup.
I felt we were at IKEA and I just felt like, you know, it's cool. Like if you need stuff, it's cool. They have everything. And but I just felt that change from when we were at CB2 and the other ones that we were going to.
Well, we were looking at CB2, something.
We were at Williams. We were at Williams Sonoma.
Yeah, Williams Sonoma, and I was looking on Anthropologie.
There were a few other ones.
It's just the next level of retailers where you're adhering to a different,
and there's way higher level than that.
A different customer,
But I felt the difference, and then so after being in those as kind of like the new standard of like where we got, like where we were getting things to go to IKEA, I felt the drop, bro. So to me, it was like. That's what always happens, dude, which is also why it's a risk when you go and test drive because it happened to us at Tesla. We test drove, we went to go test drive the Y
because it's such a good
deal. And we were like, cool, it's a great deal. And then, you know, the Cybertruck is there. So we're like, oh, let's test drive the Cybertruck. It looks fun. And I've wanted to test drive it since it was going to come out. You go inside of it. And once you go in that car, the Y just feels it just felt so much lower quality after that. And it's about the feeling, you know, that you get. Like that's what it's about for me, bro. It's like, it's the feeling. And so I love feeling inspired. I love feeling inner happiness and excitement with my life.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about now for me. Less so about the money. And so it's kind of just, that's how I want to live. I want to feel amazing.
That's why to me right now in Austin, it's been so fun to have this fresh start because it's this awesome culmination of everything we've gotten to experience. We're now even for little things where we go, what's going to really have us live a really great, fulfilling life? And so we've prioritized things. Haven't gotten other things. We're not getting TVs. We got bikes instead. We're going to get kayaks, paddle boards. Because we've just seen for us the TVs, it's cool.
You waste so much time, bro.
Yeah, but
so much time.
So it's really cool to see the progression we've both have had
on the values.
Yeah. And then just relating and tying it right back into art. We're also helping our parents furnish their home, and they're going to start renting it again. And we have some wall space there, and it was the same thing where we said, all right, we need to put some better art in here. And there's some things hanging in there that say, like, imagine stuff you buy at these, like a Target or something that says like, live, laugh, love. You know, this kind of text.
It's entry level art
decoration.
I mean, you got to appreciate it for that.
And then we've been lucky enough to take our parents to Boston, and there's the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, and we went there.
I still haven't been.
Iva unfortunately hasn't gone yet. We'll go. Yeah. And I got to show him all these pieces that I love. And if you ever go there, a fun one is if you go to the 3rd floor, there's one spot. And if you stand there, and it's cool because everything is placed exactly where she left it.
Nice.
And so it's just really cool that she thought of this or someone thought of this. But if you stand in this one spot, there's paintings of Mary Magdalene and baby Jesus. And he's holding, I believe, something in his hand and a little bird. And if you stand in this one spot in 3 separate rooms, there's 3 paintings. And from this one specific angle, you can see all 3. And so again, just to think that she did that purposefully is super awesome. And it's one of those things where I walked in, got to talk to someone that worked there. They're like, oh yeah, I've been here for like 30, 40 years. So I told her, I don't want the tour map. Just what's the few things that you absolutely have fallen in love and it's off the beaten path, right? And so she got to share this and a few other things, and that was super cool. But there's this amazing painting by John Singer Sargent, and it's called the Jaleo. And it's the scene of a woman dancing, and it kind of has like a Spanish element, right? And
well, they look like
musicians,
mariachis.
They look like mariachis, and there's one person falling asleep, which if you've been to a lot of family parties, that's always gonna happen. And there's like some women laughing.
I mean, that one, there's
side.
like personal connection to it, because
so it was so cool.
It made me think of parties back when we used to live at Palmering Road, and like the Christmases and New Year's.
And so that's why, to me, this is what art is about. Is we've been there, we've seen the real painting, we're buying it from that museum because it's an original print from them, we're getting it framed by them so it's done right, and a specific color so it looks great, and it's big. It's like 5 feet or 4 feet by like 4 by 5 or 4 by 6, something like that. And
the bigger the art, the more impressive it is.
Yeah, and then that's what we said. We went, okay, we know this is expensive, but the story's there. It resonates with us. We're putting it in the living room where our entire family has had multiple generations of parties and people that have loved that space because we've always hosted everyone. Yeah. And so there's just
friends that want to come over just because they know that it's good parties there.
so there's just such an amazing story behind why that one works right there for the space. So that to me is
that's what it's about right there. Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome, man. Then let's touch about fitness.
All right, fitness.
And we went for our first run today. We were the plan was to go to.
That's my bad.
The plan was to go to a run club. What was it? The bouldering project.
It was Bouldering project, which is right next to Eastside Paddle Club here in Austin,
which is really close. That's where we're in East Austin. There's so many things here.
A lot of things.
Think about it, like there's Nudos here, the galleries.
That members only club, the restaurants,
paddle, coffee. Love it. So so we're loving this area of Austin that we're in. But that was a plan. We want to start.
I didn't wake up. I'm flying back and forth, so I'm on LA time and I can't switch to this time, and so I'm going to sleep at like 12.
Yeah,
so it's been hard.
It was super early.
It's been hard.
Yeah, so that was a plan. To go and socialize and be working out. So we want to be part of some run clubs. But it was amazing because we still, we woke up, and I'm kind of glad G didn't wake up because I was struggling, bro. I was just like,
we were gonna have to do. It was a 5K. I was like, we were gonna have to do about 3 miles.
3 miles.
3.1 or something like that.
Yeah, but basically the goal was just to get a run in today, and so we went outside, and today was my literal dream of how I imagined my life at some point, which is we got out, we went outside, put on the shoes, and we walk outside, and we're by a lake, and we start running down this little trail, and there are other people, a bunch of other people just running by you, some really fast, some walking, some with dogs, just like active, place. And we're going down this trail, down the beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Dude, it was incredible, and we got to. I mean, you've been running marathons, so you're definitely way ahead of me right now on the running. And
but
so you were,
like a month, I will be at the pace.
Yeah. So my pace right now is like 10 minutes and 30 seconds is kind of what like my average pace.
We're about a minute apart, probably. Like
a minute and a half, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we did 1.5 miles. No, sorry, 2 miles, which that was my goal.
Dude,
today.
That was huge.
I was like, let's just get to 2 miles.
Solid.
Without stopping at all. And then we walked half a mile. And
we walked the 35 bridge across, went over. And then I don't know the name of that park. I forget. It's like Mary Ann Arbor, Mary Ann or something like that.
The hike trail or whatever.
Whatever that path is called.
And then we finished off with another half mile run. So we did 2.5 miles running, half a mile like walking, and then the rest we didn't even count it. But it was so beautiful being by the lake. Yeah. To me, it was a little dream come true, dude. To walk outside and for my morning run in my backyard, there's a lake with other active people. So Austin is really big, I would say, into running overall. Very active city, and it was the first one. I do have some freaking knee pain, bro. Like I don't know what it is.
I for some reason has always had knee issues. You did play a lot of soccer growing up.
Yeah, when I played soccer, but it was always a thing. So, you know, that's the one thing that I'm like working through because it started hurting like at mile 2. So I was like, damn it. Yeah, but hey, dude, but I ran 2 miles.
You did.
So that's the one thing that I have to work through. But it felt amazing, and just to wake up and do that. It's basically what we wanted to start doing. Going to galleries, going to find some art. Yeah, we want to test drive some Mercedes.
And fitness. My goal is I want to drop 30 pounds. So I've always done this before. He knows how to do it. So I'm going to ask him for advice. Because to me, the most difficult part is I can run a lot, exercise. I can do everything, but my diet is what really holds me back. And knowing how to eat properly and eating the right things to drop weight and then to maintain, I think I do quite well.
Yeah,
I can maintain, but to do this initial 30-pound drop, I definitely need to have some kind of
just be more balanced. I think
I just need an actual.
G's like very
strategy.
extreme. Yeah, you're like very drastic. I think so. Like one of the things that I've seen you do is that you just will cut out carbs like completely.
Yeah, well, it's because it was the easiest way I lost weight. It's kind of the thing where I go, no, well, that's the thing that worked for me.
Yeah, but I do think longer term it's detrimental.
Yeah. Well, I should do a 6-month horizon, not a 2-month horizon.
Yeah. It's just like the more extreme you do it, the harder that it is to maintain, and then the harder the bounce backs afterwards too, I think. Okay. So we'll definitely do it a little more balanced.
This is achievable, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll go just for like we're just going to go for, I think 20 pounds, and we definitely need to do weights. Because if you run, one of the things that changed my view of getting fit was when I saw a picture of like, it was on Instagram, it was like marathoner's body, right? Long distance runner versus sprinter. And dude, sprinters are jacked and marathoners are just like really skinny and like, you know, they don't really look
HIT.
And it doesn't really look like it, like a super crazy impressive body that you aesthetically speaking, you know, purely aesthetically, you look at the sprinters, you're like, whoa, that's what I want to look like.
I'm going for the Leo body.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He seems to do okay.
Yeah, for sure. So we definitely need to incorporate weights is what I'm trying to say, and sprints, because just long distance running, it's great and it's fun and it's like a cool thing, but in terms of like
maybe we do find a gym because of the social aspect too. So
do weights.
So yeah, if anybody has recommendations for cool gyms that aren't crazy expensive
and not too far from East Austin,
maybe in the East Austin area. If not, we're buying dumbbells. We've gotten decently great doing just free weights, pull-up bar,
or no workout.
Yeah, man, and we beasted on that. So I'm a very big fan of. We have the space back here, so we get a standing pull-up thingy, and then get like kettlebells and some dumbbells, and that's all we need.
Yeah,
because that's renegade rows, right? It's a lot push-ups, sit-ups. It's a lot pull-ups. Of HIIT, burpees, things like that. And then so having these, that's all we need. Like we need 25 and 30s again.
Yep.
And 20s for. But yeah, I think we're excited for that. I'm super excited for that. And the ability to just go for the run, come back here, 30, 40-minute workout, and then shower and we're done. And it's amazing. And so, it's been, it was really exciting to see that we made the right choice, because we open our garage and 30 seconds we're at the lake. And it's freaking amazing. Awesome. It's freaking amazing.
It was a dream come true today.
So yeah, this is proving to be just a great area for us. So I think that's the pod. Anything else? Any last words?
Let's go. 2025. Breaking
so
things that you've wanted to do, things that you've wanted to try that are outside of your comfort zone. This is a year to just try them. Be bold, be daring, explore the new worlds.
Yeah. And if you're in Austin and you think...
we want to connect with people that are in Austin.
Yeah, basically. So if you're around and you like running, you like music, you like art, send us an email, ivongibran@gmail.com, or drop a comment, follow us on Instagram, ivongibran. And DM us, but basically we're going to try to host something every week. So every Friday or just someday we're going to host something. And so it'll just be cool to try and meet anybody, everyone, and let's go for runs. Show us art if you're in art, anything. So
yep. And we are helping people learn more about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has changed our life. We got this house with Bitcoin.
The only way we got this house was because of our Bitcoin investments and strategies.
So it's been extremely powerful tool, or like investing tool for us. It was kind of like a hack. And so we want to help people learn more about it because there's a lot of, sketchy things regarding crypto and people telling you to buy meme coins and stuff, which, is extremely, extremely risky. So we want to help people learn more about Bitcoin and how to buy, store it safely on cold wallets, where you can't get hacked. And just, we want to share that with as many people that want to learn how to do it and just buy and hold for the long term, because it's proven to be the best investment.
It works.
We've done pretty much anything. And, the proof is in the pudding. So we have experience with it. And so if you just buy it and hold it over a long time, you have pretty good odds that you're going to be very happy. Yeah. You're going to be very happy. So we want to help people learn more about that. And we're helping pretty much like as consulting, to help people set it up for you and go through that whole process. Cause it can be pretty intense, right, G?
It's scary, man. This will vary widely, especially with some of the people we were working with. It's, if it's your first time even buying, or if you've never bought stocks or ETFs or the S&P 500, if you don't even have a trading account, if you don't have a trading platform that you use, it'll be scary. But as you get a little bit more seasoned and you need to sell hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if you make one mistake with Bitcoin, you could lose that. So this is why someone is willing to work with us and wants to work with us, because you go, I don't want to risk this. So if that's anybody out there, and if you just want to learn about it, you don't have any experience, we can even just tell you about it. You can start with $1. And it'll be something that we think is ancillary to your S&P portfolio, your stock portfolio.
Just take a percentage.
It's just
a chunk.
You can consider it still risky, so just take a smaller percentage of your total income that you're willing to invest. And as always, when you're investing, just do an amount that that if it was gone tomorrow would not affect your life, wouldn't change your life. You can pay all your bills. That's always just general.
But so far, for 15 years, the only regret that people have when it comes to Bitcoin is not getting more of it, not starting sooner, and not knowing how to safely store it for the future. So, so far for 15 years, and we believe it's going to only continue. So let us know if you need help with that, or know anybody that
or go to btcfu.com.
btcfu.com.
All right. That's the pod.
That's the pod. Let's go.